Welcome to 2023, and if you're like me, you have a bunch of unfinished, incomplete, abandoned projects from 2022 still hanging out in ClickUp. So if you look at my ClickUp right here, we can see I have 95 incomplete tasks, they're overdue, and then we have 851 tasks that I didn't even bother scheduling or giving dates to, but they were clearly things I meant to do. So do I want to look at that every day and be reminded of all the things I didn't do? I don't. So we're going to talk today about how to clean up ClickUp and just in general, how to make it just simpler and easier for you to use in 2023. So I have 8 easy peasy ways to do that. The first way, you're going to delete old projects. So we're going to go inside of here into spaces, and we're going to find any projects that we just don't need anymore. So if I go into client work, so a big part of this is I'm no longer doing client websites. And so this one, I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. Now, if you want, you could archive it and that will save it for later, but I know that I'm not coming back to these projects. Same thing with the Love Potions receipt book. Going to delete that project. The Paracozy Book Club, I'm not doing that this year either, so I'm going to delete that project as well. So now we just have the lisasiefert.com website, which we're going to check that out. There are some tasks in there that maybe I still want to do, maybe I don't. It's up to you to go in and kind of figure out if you want to do those or not. So as you go through here, you could go ahead and delete these individually, and there's just a few, but getting the big projects out of the way is the first step. The second thing you want to do is delete any goal. So over here at the top, you're going to see a little area for goals. Now you may or may not have set any goals. I set a goal here, lose 40 pounds. I can confirm I did not hit that goal. So we are going to hit these 3 dots and we're simply going to delete that goal. You can enter new goals for the new year, the new month, the new week, whatever you want. But I would say just clear out the old ones and let's start fresh. A third area is to delete any spaces you're no longer needing. So for example, over here, client work. I'm really not doing any more client work for this year. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that whole workspace. And it will ask you to type in the name of that workspace to confirm you want to get rid of it. Same thing, personal items. I really meant to put stuff in here and I never did. So I don't need personal items. I can just have personal things as projects over here on the left. So that is another area. A fourth area is you can simply simplify your statuses. So if I go over here to ClickUp tutorials and I have to do, in progress, filming, editing, posting, complete. I don't need all of those statuses. I'm a one-woman show, so either it's on the list, it's being worked on, or it's done. So all I need to do is go over here to any of these statuses, hit those 3 buttons, hit edit status, and now I can go in here and I can start making changes to these statuses to go ahead and get rid of some of them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete filming because that's really in progress, editing and posting. Because usually once I start filming, I do everything at once. I film, I edit, I post, I make the thumbnail. I kind of do all, it's been like, 7 years that I've been on YouTube. So I kind of know what I'm doing. I have it down. If you're starting out and you're a little newer, you have a team, maybe leave all of those statuses. But for me, because I can simplify it, I am. And so now we can see I just have 3 columns and that's it. A fifth thing you could do is get rid of all of the required views. So when you first set up your space, you probably weren't sure if you wanted to look at it as a list, a board view like Trello, a calendar, a Gantt chart. Maybe you picked a lot of different things. So all you have to do is go to any of these, hit the 3 dots, go to more settings, and then go to view defaults. Now you can see that the default view for this is list, but clearly I like looking at this as a board. So I could make this the default, and then I could get rid of the calendar. I used to look at ClickUp tutorials in my calendar, but now it's just on my to-do list. Gantt chart, I don't think I've ever looked at a Gantt chart. So they also have mind maps, timelines, tables. Again, I would get rid of all of these views if you really don't need them. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And now at the top, I just have 2 options. So I could look at this as a list, which I probably never will, but it's like 5% chance that I might. So I'm going to leave it. And then I pretty much always just look at it as a board. And now I've made that my default. Now the 6th area is your favorites. So whatever your favorites were over here, if you just hit this little arrow, I'm going to see I have website and create work works on cards. I don't even know what that is. So I am going to go ahead and unfavorite both of these. And I'm going to start over from scratch for 2023 on what I want to be my favorites. And honestly, particularly for that month, is probably the only task that you want to make your favorites. The next area, number 7, is to delete or stop using templates from other people. Now, I know it seems like templates are the greatest thing ever, and as soon as you hear about a template, you either want to get it if it's free or buy it if it is something you need to pay for. But the thing is, most of these templates, like this is a sales tracker template, I don't track any of my sales this way. I track all of my sales in Bench. I pay a lot for that service, so I don't know why I'd pay or go to all the trouble to set something up in here. Pipeline CRM, I actually don't need to do any CRMs because I'm not doing any client work. Project availability, I really don't need to know when I'm available because, again, I'm not doing one-on-one client work. Task templates, I don't really like to look at my templates, my tasks as a to-do list. Remember, I like the board view, which is not even in here as an option. So I would say, you know, it seems like whenever you get a template bundle, it seems very exciting, but just go ahead and delete any templates that you have. And really, I think it's a better use of your time to learn how to use ClickUp for yourself and what works for you. And number 8, the last thing I would delete is habits. So this is, for me, something I created a space called habits. And in here, you can see that I set this up so I could see a percentage every day, but I never actually use this. So this looks great. It says I'm 29% complete. And if you looked, I have another video on how to set these up, but every time I tick something off, it went to 43%. Now it went to 57%. Now it went to 71%, which is great. But I never actually went into ClickUp to update that and show that I did anything. So for me, habit trackers, I'm not really sure what the right answer is, but it wasn't ClickUp. So I would say if you're not going to use this feature, just go ahead and delete it. Because again, it's just causing more like clutter in your space when you go in there for your notifications and you see all these things that have been assigned to you that you have not completed. So again, those are the 8 things I would do to clean up ClickUp. And then we can go into 2023 and start going through and setting some real dates for everything. So just like I had before, when I see home, I have things that are unscheduled. So there's a little less now. I still have 95 tasks that are overdue, 572 that are unscheduled. So then I could start going into each of these actual projects and seeing what I need to do inside of there and whether or not I want to move these over or I want to go ahead and delete them. And then I can slowly whittle my way down to having 0 on my overdue and 0 unscheduled. All right, I hope that was helpful and everyone's having a great start to their 2023, and I will talk to you later. Bye.